Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome to Thriving Thursdays with Alexandria. I am Alexandria Nicole, and I'm super excited to be here with you today as we go over the three secrets to being a profitable presenter and content creator. Okay, so content creation, that is not just for a small amount of people. That is for anybody that has a business, anybody that is employed. We are content creators essentially this day and age because the way we show up on social media is important. I like to tell my clients and my friends that we have to usher social media in a respectful way to make sure we are best showcasing ourselves, because it is essentially is our digital real estate. It is very valuable. So we're going to go over the three secrets to being profitable in the digital world as a presenter and content creator. Okay. So, my promise to you today is I will show you how to get your audience to want to buy whatever your offer is. Okay. So, the secrets that lie in this offer, in this premise, is the three A's of presenting. So we have secret number one is align. Then our second secret is add value. And then you have to attract, right? So I'm going to show you how to do all of those things today. But first, who am I? What is Alexandria Nicole Consulting? Who are we? So our firm, we partner with high performance service and product based businesses that value exclusive access to high end personalized brand and sales strategy. Since launching in 2021, we have successfully assisted 457 businesses through our in-person and virtual workshops, our online courses, and our done-for-you services. So we specialize in crafting bespoke solutions that break market limitations and strategic uncertainties and cash flow constraints. Okay, we help to elevate the business and help them achieve sustainable growth. What we like to focus on is capturing leads, nurturing potential clients with value-added content, and converting them into customers and retaining them then as clients. So by allowing our clients to release the stress of trying to figure it out all by themselves, we allow them to take back their time freedom. We consistently, with doing this, we add margin increases of between 16 to 23% with long-term strategies in our promotional campaigns. And if you know anything about marketing, even if you don't, 16 to 23% is excellent. Typically, people find margin increases around 3 to 5% if they're below average, or 5 to 10%. We're operating in the top in the 16 to 23% of increases. So excited about that. So you might ask yourself, well, how do I align properly? What does that look like? So when you are presenting your offer, whether you're doing it as a speaker on a stage, or maybe you are the content creator, you're creating content to attract clients, or maybe you have, you're a guest on a podcast, it's crucial to ensure that you have a seamless alignment between the audience and your brand. Okay, positioning is everything. So positioning yourself to engage your target demographic will also assess, you have to assess whether the audience is the where you want to be in front of. That is so crucial. So making sure that you evaluate an audience and seeing if they align with your core values, that is the first step to making sure you are aligning properly with what it is that you're doing, the stages that you're on, the podcasts you go on, and who you're making your content for when you show up online. Okay. So why is adding value so important? Adding value, you guys. People, we have this measure, this kind of formula inside of my firm, where if you are a guest, you're speaking, you're on a podcast, you want to do about 95% of adding value, where you are teaching the audience something, or you are adding value to their life by broadening their horizons, right? And then if you're making content, that rule of thumb is 80-20. You want to do 80% of adding value, 80% of teaching, or 80% of entertaining, and then about 20% promotional. The thing about this is, People want to be learning. They want to be expanding. They want to see how it is that you show up in your area of expertise. And then you're incentivizing them to follow you, to remain engaged with your content, right? Once the segment is over. And then you use that last little 5% if you're on the stage, you're on the show, to promote. We call this a promotional closeout, where you have a significant better chance of sales conversions. Because the truth of the matter is, nobody wants to listen to somebody just talk about themselves and not learn anything for 30 minutes to an hour. It's off-putting. People don't like it. People will have no reason to continue to follow you. So you want to show them that if they follow you, they'll gain something for it, right? So how do you attract? We're going to get down to how you attract. Once you've captured everyone, what are you doing? How are you, staying in contact with them? So when you're in that promotional closeout phase, okay, you want to make sure you create the opportunity for what we call the 3 C's. You want to leave your contact information. So whether you want to give out your business number or a Google number, that's free, or a short code number or 6-digit SMM number, let them know how it is they can contact you. We have found that telephone numbers convert a lot better than websites and email addresses. People want to be able to jot down the number so that they could call you later if they have questions or they're seeking your services, right? So that's the first C, your contact information. Let them know how they can get in contact with you. Then make a call to action. Inform the listeners to text you for a discounted offer. Have a way for them to contact you and to be incentivized for them, for the contact, for the reach out, right? So that's what you're going to follow up with, the call to action. And then close sales or capture leads, whether you are closing out and you want them to purchase something for you, or whether you have an offer where it's a free tool where you're capturing their information. You do this with a landing page that includes your payment link if you're closing sales, or you have a link that goes to your free offer where they have to submit their email address or something in order to access the information. Okay? So what does that look like in real time? So whenever I've booked a presentation or a podcast, and my intention, I go in knowing my intention of what it is that I plan to utilize that space for, right? So if I go in with the intention of increasing awareness about my book, I will teach a lesson around the value of what I call the 4 P's of expertise. That's publishing, public speaking, publicity, and podcasting. Okay. So I'll teach a lesson around that, kind of showcasing the ways that you can show up in your industry and be deemed an expert. Okay. And then I will describe my book. So my book is called The Entrepreneur's Checklist. I'll say that it's a 25-page guide that helps aspiring and newly launched entrepreneurs establish their business without piecing the information together, trying to figure it out alone, even if they have little to no investment money. So that you want to make sure you're describing your offer too, so it's immediately speaking to the people that it needs to connect with. So I will give the accurate description of the book, so the people that hear that and they're like, man, I really need that. So now I've made the offer. I have given them the opportunity. So if I'm closing out, when I'm in that promotional closeout, that last 5%, I'll tell listeners, all you have to do is text book and your name and your email address to 843-481-0679 to get the book for only $25. Okay. So people will text me, whether this is on the radio, podcast, whatever the platform is, on a stage, whatever it is, right? And then our team will respond by sending out the link for purchase, and we would have closed sales. That's how you do it. Oh my gosh. Before I realized that this was a thing, I was going on the podcast. I was talking about myself. I was talking about the things that I had accomplished, and I had absolutely no strategy for capturing any leads or closing in the sales. I thought closing out the sales. I thought that I was just going on to raise awareness and that was all it was good for. No, honey. You can actually go onto a platform and make sales from showcasing your expertise and having your promotional closeouts. It's important to it. Okay. I love it. I love it. So this is my promotional closeout for this presentation. So listen, we have the EYG community. It stands for Elevate Your Growth. And we are a community of women that are business owners and professionals. I love it. This is streaming in the group. If you're seeing this in the group, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. If you want to be a part of the group, all you have to do is you can screenshot this and scan that QR code. That'll send you right to the group. Okay. Or you can just text community to 843-481-0679. If you want to join our community, you want to get into EYG, you want to be connected to other like-minded women, bosses. We come together, we get together, we have virtual get-togethers, we have prayer virtually, we have so much fun together. And I created this community because I was looking for something like this. I was so tired. You'll hear me say this 1,000 times, but it's because it's true. I was tired of like paying dues to get into spaces where I felt super awkward or I felt alienated. I didn't feel welcome. And I would go and there would be a presentation about somebody's business that I would have to listen to for like 40 minutes. And then people would just kind of branch off into their typical circles. I was like, listen, I'm tired of paying X amount of $100 a year for this to be the same experience. So what did I do naturally? I bounced around. I checked out the scene and the same kind of situation kept coming up. So then I thought, well, let me talk to some other women and see if they know of a place that I could tap into. And the ladies, I literally did hundreds of surveys, talked to hundreds of women having the same experience. Felt like they didn't want to listen to somebody's presentation. They didn't want it to be the bait and switch where it's like, hey, come to this cool thing. And it's like, well, sit down for a minute. Let me tell you about XYZ. Wait a minute. I didn't come here for the bait and switch. I came here to talk to people. I created this community because I was tired of that narrative. We get together, we party together, we have a good time. We go on jet skis, we go on trips, we go on yachts. Like we are networking and chopping it up and having a good time and learning from each other and collaborating. In our community, we are hyper focused on collaboration over competition because that is how we thrive together. Okay. If you want to get in the group, just find us, scan the QR code, text community to 843-481-0679. Me and my team will send you the link. You can hop in there and learn about our upcoming events and also access our free master classes, tap into our community events that we're having and get business plan. We have resources for you because we want you to win, because we have women in that space, including myself, that have been there, done that. We have been the journey, scraped up our knees, learned the lessons, documented it, and converted them into tools to be able to help you. I'm telling you, EYG is where it's at. I love you guys. I love you. So that's all you have to do if you want to join our community. What's our next slide? Is that it? Is that the end? Let's go. So yeah. The last element, if anything, whether you join the group or not, that's irrelevant. What I want you to remember is these 3 secrets. You need to make sure that whatever platform you are operating on, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a stage, whether it's a webinar, whether it's, some speaking engagement in an organization or an operation, make sure that you are aligned with that space. Make sure that the people that are there are your target audience. Okay. That's first and foremost. Got to make sure they're aligned. Then when you show up, make sure you are adding value. Make sure you are teaching them something. Make sure you are letting them know how they will become a better version of themselves by being tapped into you. Learn, let them learn from you. Be able to uplift the person next to you. Use your lived experience, your testimony to empower someone else. Add that value. And I don't care how much you feel like you don't have value to add. Everybody's got a story. Everybody has value to add. in this space. All you have to do is sit down and craft your story and figure out how you're going to use your journey to empower someone else, and then attract. Make sure you close out with people. Make sure you're one or two things. Make sure you're closing sales with it, with the information we gave you with the 3 C's. And you can run the replay back if you need to. Screenshot the information. Do whatever you need to do so that you can win. Okay? You attract them by closing out, promotional closeout, with either sales or some type of lead generation tool. So you then begin to nurture that person. You then begin to empower them with your brand or your services or your product or your talent. And then ultimately, as you get further down the road, you'll be able to convert that person to sales. Some people are quick buyers. Some people need to be more comfortable with you before they purchase. So those are the two markets that you're tapping into. Some people are like, "Ooh, I need that right now." Bam, they run their credit card. And other people's like, "I don't know if I trust her. Let me follow about 6 more months of her content before I buy something." You want to be cornering the markets for all of the various personality types. Okay, that's it. That's Thriving Thursday for today, you guys. I love you. Be blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Join EYG if you want to connect with like-minded business professionals and, business owner women. We uplift each other. It's dynamic. I can't say enough about it, but I love you. Be blessed. I will see you here next Thursday. Bye, you guys.